Hey, it's Richard here from Naked Ape Productions. Well, some people have been asking me to do a studio tour because they want to see the mess that I have here in the studio every week and show you what computers I use and that sort of thing. So that's what we're going to do right now. So let's have a look around. We'll start over at the server rack where we are running, or where the server is not running. Well, it's not running. I'm seeing that now. But it will be running in about 2 seconds. Okay, so here's the server rack. We have our server down here with junk on it. And I'll move the stand out of the way. So the server is an Intel dual core 8 gigs of RAM unit. That's just an empty box there. Of course, we have our keyboard and our monitor and all that other nice stuff. And there's Adamar, our, or what do you call that, mascot. Yeah, that's him. Then above that we have our NAS, which holds two 1 terabyte drives, our Ethernet, and of course our cable modem. Over here we have the shelf of nonsense. As you can see, there's some computer books from courses I've taken, some toys, some photographs, and a nice print that we got at another place. And we move right along to the printer, and oh yeah, that's one of our cool posters. Check that out. Yeah, that's cool. Over here, as we round the corner, we have the laptop. This is an old HP laptop that I use just to run the time. That's all. Some other nice goodies. And we round the table to the main desk. See, I'm looking at the IAIB. We have a dual monitor setup. These are two 24-inch monitors by Samsung, and they're what I do the main bulk of my work on. I run Wirecast on there and so on and so forth. Wireless keyboard, Darth Vader holding all my money. We move over here, we have some air freshener. Always got to have air freshener in the studio, and you never know when you can have a noxious odor. And right here is the mixer that I currently use. And as you can see, almost every channel is taken. We have 4 mics, and of course 3 stereo line-ins, and you can see there myself, Jason, 2 guests, Skype, iPad, music, and computer. This is the Behringer Xenix X1622 USB mixer. It's a fine mixer for what it does. It has 2 auxiliary channels, so I can do 2 Skype calls if I really have to. As we move up, we have a headphone amp, as well as a compressor limiter gate by DBX, which I want to thank Mike Phillips for helping me to set up properly. We got a couple empty rack spaces there, and then on top we have a Furman power conditioner. Above that we have another switch, which is right here, a couple more toys, and a 22-inch monitor that goes to my secondary computer. Headphones. The headphones I use each week are Sennheiser HD 203s. They're about 35 bucks. They're a good headphone. They cover the ear. This is a monitor that we're not using, same as the one that I just showed you. Here is an external drive that we use in the show. The iPad. And as we move around the studio a little bit, there's my camera. Yeah, there's a lightsaber on the desk. We were playing with that over the weekend. My mic has just been replaced recently. I'm now using an AT2005 USB model from Audio-Technica. I now actually own 3 of them. We also have another keyboard down here, the phone, and a machine that I use for Skype. This computer's actually all used for Skype, and that's all I ever use it for. There is where we have my co-host sit. He also uses an Audio-Technica mic. That mic there is just a cheap mic we use for extra interviews, extra guests in the studio. It works, it's not my favorite. Lighting in the studio is actually pretty simple. All we're using is these little cans that I got at Home Depot. They're about 10 bucks, 15 bucks, and I cut some material. As you can see here, I don't want to blow you out, but we've cut some material and just clipped it over top of the light. The bulbs in there are daylight balanced, halogen, or not halogen, pardon me, but compact fluorescent bulbs. And as we move around the studio, you can see I've been working on some stuff here. This is, again, the messy desk that nobody ever gets to see. Here's kind of my shot, and there's Shadow up on the back of my chair. Shadow spends a lot of time up there. And there we have the camera that Jason uses, and then we have another camera right here, which is an old Canon. I'm a big fan of Canon products. This is, let me just check the number on this. This is a Canon Mini DV ZR960, which I use through FireWire for guests when they're in the studio. I'm not a big fan of the way this camera looks, but it works in a pinch. Some people have also asked me, where did I get my stand that I've got all my gear in? Well, that stand actually comes from IKEA, and it was about $20. It's a nightstand, actually. I just went and bought the rack rails. I bought 2 6-space rack rails. They fit in there perfectly. A little bit of space, maybe about a quarter of an inch space. But you can get 6 1U units in there, and it works great. And it's about a foot deep and perfect size for anything that you want to have on your desk. One thing I didn't point out was the Edirol recorder, which I use to do a backup audio recording of the show. I do that each and every week, and sorry about all the cabling and that kind of stuff, but that's the way it goes when you're a one-man band, and you know, you keep things going the way they go. So that's it from the Naked Ape Studio. I'm Richard. Hey, see you again.